Hey guys, so excited for this Sunday night as it is St. Patrick's Day, and we are going to be doing something a little bit different. This week is all going to be about St. Patrick, and we're using that as our launching off point to have a prayer and worship night. So I'm really, really excited for this weekend because it's going to be different, and it's going to be kind of a flex point where we are pushing our students to flex a new muscle that maybe some of them have never tried before. Some of them have maybe never tried in this way before. So what's the night going to look like? We are going to start off. We're not going to do any sort of game or anything. As a side note, I'm really kicking around the idea of getting rid of the game at 6:30. Let me know what you think about that. I'm still really debating it. So in my head, if you've got thoughts one way or the other, please, I'd love to hear them. Put them into the group chat and let's really discuss this. What do you think? Should we have it? Should we not? But anyways, we won't have it this week because we want to focus on prayer and worship. So we're going to start right off. We're going to talk a little bit about prayer and that this was a big theme in St. Patrick's life and that's why tonight is going to feel different. And we're going to first walk our students through breath prayers. This is something that I learned from Christian Downs that I think is just so great to start something off like this. We are going to sit and focus on our breathing, focus on the moment that we are in, and then in just a breath, we're going to say, "Come, Holy Spirit." We're going to repeat that a few times and just kind of inviting the Holy Spirit into our space. And I know that he's not dependent, he's not waiting outside the space, like waiting for us to invite him in, but it's preparing our hearts, really. We're saying, I am ready for the Holy Spirit to be here. I'm ready to interact with the Holy Spirit. So we'll do that. We're going to jump into two songs that our worship team is going to lead us through. And I just want to give a huge shout out to Esther, Martina, and Melanie for planning all of this. Really excited for it. After those two songs, we'll go into what feels a little bit more like a teaching moment. We'll all get up on stage and talk a little bit about the first part of St. Patrick's life and his story. And if you don't know it, he was born in England in the mid-400s AD. And he was born in a Catholic area, but then shipped off at 16 to become a slave in Ireland. And barely knew anything about Christianity, and while in Ireland, he learned more about God, he says, through prayer in that time than he did afterwards when he got back to England and went into school to become a clergy member. What you and I would now call seminary, which is wild to me that he would learn this much about God. So we're going to talk about prayer. We're going to talk about this kind of meditative, contemplative prayer and how we can focus on an aspect of God and we can actually learn from that time. And we're going to force all of our students to do that for like 10 minutes. And I think it'll be really cool, really fun. After that, we're going to do another worship set, kind of highlighting some of the aspects of God that we may have seen or meditated on during that 10 minutes. And then we will break into our small groups. Our convos are live, so please check the small group convos. They're really different this week. There's no passing it. You're leading everything. And I wrote out everything as though you were reading it to your group right then and there. So if there are any edits that need to be made, please let me know. Go ahead and walk through those before Sunday. That would be so great because that's going to help you know what this is. This is St. Patrick's Prayer. I've got it printed out. Everybody will be getting one of these printouts. And on the flip side, it has a bunch of blank lines and it says my prayer. And we're actually going to have the students writing these out. I printed 60 of these. So, small group leaders, you might end up doing this on your phone rather than on a piece of paper, and that's okay. So just know that that's what's going to be playing out. I've already got those ready for you. Your small group time is going to be longer than normal, hopefully, and so you'll have a lot of time to be able to spend in prayer. You, as the small group leader, are going to be telling them a little bit about St. Patrick's second part of his life as he goes on to a missionary journey. You're going to host some conversation about that sort of stuff. You're going to walk them through this prayer and this whole prayer experience. It is all in convos. So if it is not making sense, if it's not crystal clear in convos right now, please let me know. I want to make it as clear as possible for any of our small group leaders. So after small group, we dismiss, and that is the entire night. I think this can be a really cool time. I think this can be a really weird time, and that is okay. It is okay to highlight and point out to your students in your small group that prayer is a uniquely weird thing that we do. But encourage your students to constantly be leaning in. I think that prayer is just like small group. The more that we put into it, the more that we get out of it. And this can be a weird moment, but it can be a really, really good moment. Tyler Stanton says that we learn to pray by praying, and I love that quote. So encourage your students that this may be one of the first times that they've done this, and it's not going to be easy, or it's not going to be necessarily a thrilling, riveting experience, but hopefully it's practice so that they can then go home, they can go into their lives, and they can feel like, okay, well, I've prayed once. I can pray twice. I can pray like this again. So I'm really excited to see how this all plays out, and I have been praying over this week like crazy. I hope, and I can only trust God that this weekend can be really life-changing to some of our kids, and maybe even to you too. So I would encourage you as well. Lean into this. If there is anything that you guys need, if there's anything that I can help clarify or anything like that, please let me know, as I love getting to serve with you. I'm really, really looking forward to serving with you this Sunday night.